Okay, hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining our weekly coffee chat. My name is Caity, and I'm loving this adventure of the coffee chat. Catherine McDonald and I have been doing this now for a while, and I just love that we get to meet new people every single week, and I love the networking that goes on, the friendships that I've made. So I just want to thank you, Catherine, for sticking with me these past couple months.
Oh, my goodness. It's been so good, and I couldn't agree more that I get so much motivation. It's, obviously we have calls with our teams and such, but when you hear things from somebody new, it's kind of like you can tell your kids the same thing over and over again, and then their teacher tells them at school, and they come home, and it's a great idea when it came from their teacher. And I just feel like sometimes I have such amazing ahas, and I probably heard it 5 times, but it just stuck that time. I love that.
Exactly. All right, so we like to start our calls and just give a brief introduction to our story for those who haven't heard it. So I got started with It Works now 2.5 years ago, and at the time I was a full-time manager in a retail store, working crazy long hours, and I was also full-time school going for my bachelor's in psychology. And I was experiencing a lot of digestive health issues, crazy bad. I was in and out of the hospital, ulcers, acid reflux, among other things, kidney stones. I was just sick all the time, and I was working out, and just nothing was coming off of my belly. And I had gained a lot of weight from the medicine I was on. I was just feeling really horrible. And Dan and I, my fiance and I, were just talking about how I used to not be able to wake up without getting sick. And then, lo and behold, this crazy rat thing comes across my mom's Facebook feed, and my mom introduced me to the company. And she just said to me, Kate, if you work half as hard as you do for this company as you do at your job, you're going to be very successful because you're a very hard worker, and I just know you can do this. And with that being said, I tried my first wrap. I didn't get great results in the first 45 minutes, but the next morning I was amazed at what my stomach looked like. And so I knew that if that worked for me, that I needed to get on these other products and see what they could really do. And now I'm happy to say I'm medication-free. I'm down a little bit over 50 pounds, and I've maintained that for now 2.5 years, and I can't believe it. So more importantly than money, I would say the best thing that this company has done for me is give me my health back. I'm 24 years old and now not on a million medications, so very, very blessed and fortunate to have done that. I've left my full-time job and now pursue It Works full-time. So that's a little bit about me. Catherine, why don't you go ahead and share
love
your story?
it. Yeah. Why don't I tell my very similar story to yours? I heard about It Works. Well, I've been a part of the company now for 2 years. I live in Michigan, and I joined after I had been kind of watching and seeing the products for about 3 years. One of my very close friends from high school I played basketball with and spent some time with, it was doing very, very well in the business, and if you're a part of this company, you know who it is. It's Cammie Dempsey, and Cammie and I, we just were friends on Facebook, and she never shoved anything down my throat, but I definitely was seeing what was going on, and after about 3 years of watching her and having health issues that I really needed to get to the bottom of, I was drawn to the greens product. And I called Cammie because I was with a different direct sales company, and I really was looking at getting out of the industry because it wasn't doing for my family what I anticipated it would do and what I knew I had seen this industry do for other people, and I just thought maybe I wasn't cut out for it. But I called Cammie because I really wanted to learn more about this greens product, and while sitting down with her, realized that there was nothing wrong with the way I was doing my business. There was nothing wrong with the product I was selling, but the compensation plan was completely different, and the way the product had changed people's lives was completely different. And through that lunch of learning more details about the greens and the fat fighters and how they could help the issues that I was having. My husband was the one who told me that this was the direction that he felt we needed to go, and that these products would really help with my health, and they did. Within a couple of weeks, I felt like a new person. And like Caity, I had great wrap results, not with my first wrap, but with my second wrap. And then thereafter, and in my first 8 weeks, I lost 17 pounds on the products, a total of 27, which was about my goal weight that I was looking to lose, and I've maintained it for a year and a half. And I hadn't had anything do that for me after I'd had 4 kids. So that's my story. You know, like it's just amazing how relationships and friendships can bring things back full circle in life. And I'm just so thankful that God allowed Cammie and I to stay connected after our time together in school, and that this is where we get to be now, and building new relationships and getting to know new people, and then the health benefits on top of that obviously is completely life-changing for you and I both, Caity.
Absolutely. I have to agree, too, because this week, me, my aunt, and my mom, we all kind of started doing this around the same time, and we were just talking about how 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're all watching my sister's little Christmas concert in our supermarket, and how fortunate we are to all be able to do that and not have to take off of work. It's just so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm really excited about our guest tonight. She's so sweet. We got to chat a little bit while I was at my wrap party. And I love her already. I could tell that she's going to be a very good friend. She's just got such a great personality, and just I know that she's going to blow you away. So, Caity, why don't you go ahead and just kind of tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, my name is Caity, and Caity also, and I am from Toledo, Ohio. And when I joined this business, it was a year and a half ago, so I've been in for a year and a half. I'm a double diamond. And actually, I was a loyal customer for 2.5 years. So I loved everything in the skinny pack, and I was just kind of using the products and learning about them. And I graduated college last May, and I actually wanted to be a wedding planner, but I didn't have a plan. I didn't think that I wanted to start my own business. And so I graduated, and I started to look for jobs. And there was nothing I looked like 3 hours out, from Toledo, and I couldn't find anything. And at that point, I was kind of panicking, and I was confused. You do what what most people are, quote, supposed to do in life. You go to school, you get a good job. Well, I couldn't find a job. And so I kind of was confused and panicked at that point. And a week and a half after graduation, I went to a wrap party. And people started asking me questions because they knew that I had been using the product. And I just started explaining what I knew. And my friend, who was a new distributor, walked in the room, and she said, "Geez, you know more than I do. You should be doing this." And something just clicked in my head, like, why not? Why not get this shot? So I immediately text Sarah. Sarah Savage is my upline, and I immediately text her, and I told her what was going on. I'm at this wrap party, and people are telling me that I know more than the new distributor. And she told me the average of a presidential diamond, which she was at the time, which was $16,000 a month. And I said, "I'll call you," and I leave. I thought, I have nothing to lose. I'm done with school. And she had already asked me a million times before, because I had sent her 16 referrals. And I know. And so
Sorry for laughing, but it was like, wow.
That's a lot, yeah. So she asked me every time, and I just, it has to be your time. I wasn't ready. I was still in school, and I thought I had a different plan for my life. I didn't plan on being a wrap girl. So, I joined the business, and at the time I was a bartender. And my reason for joining was I wanted to make an extra $1,000 a month because I wanted to save for a new car, and I wanted to cut back just one day at the bar to have free time because I had never had that. I worked in the service industry since I was 18, so I didn't know what it meant to have a free Saturday night, So I just wanted to cut back a day here and there. And so towards the end of the year, right before I started making, almost $1,000 a month, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really going to make $1,000 a month with this. Okay, Sarah, now I want to make $2,000 a month. And right before I was making $2,000 a month, I said, "Okay, Sarah, I want to quit my job." And I didn't know how. I didn't know when. I didn't know anything. I just told everybody, I am going to quit my job this year, and I'm going to go full force with this company, and I did. And, we went to conference and got all pumped up. And February, I went Emerald. March, I went Diamond. And April, I went Double Diamond. And it's an amazing story, actually. When we came back from Green Carpet in April, I went back to work, and I had been in the company for almost a year, and I went back to work, and my boss told me that our bar was closing. And everybody else that worked there was kind of panicking, like looking for jobs, and they all hated on me for this. They were my biggest haters, were the people that I worked with. And everyone's freaking out, and we got to look at our preliminary commissions that same day, and I looked at it and I just smiled inside because I knew I would be good. Actually, my commissions that day were $700 higher than my biggest month ever working at the bar. And I thought, that is so amazing. And when they say, give us a year, we'll change your life, it is so true. All I wanted was the freedom because I didn't have that. I didn't have Saturday nights or weekends. And so, it went from making some extra money to pay for a car to proving people wrong that thought I couldn't do it to, I just wanted my freedom. I wanted to quit my job, and I did that. And now my why has really changed to, you have to look at the big picture. I don't have kids yet, but one day when I do, I won't ever have to go to work. I won't ever have to leave them. And when I get to help people on my team stay home with their kids, it makes me feel so good inside knowing that I'm helping them and their families as well. So
that's awesome.
But it's, I would have never been able to live the life that I live now without It Works because, bartenders have miserable hours. You're at work till 4 o'clock, and then you sleep all day, and you work with just not nice people. And, now I just moved into my own house, and I can work, on my own time from home. And I'm only 26 years old, and it's such an amazing feeling knowing that, I did this for myself, and I just gave it 1 year. And look what it's doing for me.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that there are probably people on this call right now that are like, wow, Double Diamond in a year. That's like really substantial. Now for the guests on the line, that's about $6,000 a month that you're making as a Double Diamond. So I guess if you could just give, like, what does a day look like in your life of now you have this new way of working your business, and how did you incorporate a business? Because I know even with having a late night schedule, that was probably difficult. So what are some things that you did to grow that quickly?
Well, honestly, working in the service industry, you meet a lot of people, and anybody that's in the service industry, I encourage you to reach out to me because I'd love to talk to you because a lot of people think that they're stuck because it's easy, fast, good money. But honestly, you meet a lot of people, and you have to use that to your advantage, and I did. You just have to realize that you just need to be nice to everybody, which I'm a friendly person as it is, but using the network that you're making to your advantage and just talking about it. It doesn't – people overthink it. Just talk about it. We have so many different things for everybody. If somebody brings up more time, more money, or better health in any way, you can bring up It Works. And honestly, it was just me talking about it, and I was excited. I actually had somebody message me when I first started and said, I don't know what the heck you're doing, but you were just so darn excited. Will you, tell me what you're doing? Because I see you all over Facebook and, here and there, and you're just so excited about it. And I was, and you just have to take that excitement and run with it and just tell people about it, honestly. And, I didn't work a normal 9 to 5, but I did work over 40 hours a week, so I was working full-time. And you know what? I had to get no sleep sometimes and work my business hard, but look what I was able to do. In 11 months, I went Double Diamond and to walk out of there, without a care in the world. So I think you just really have to see all of your opportunities that are in front of you. If somebody wants to spend more time with their kids, or they have a multitude of health issues, or they want to save for a new house or car or baby or whatever it is, you can find that. You just have to have an eye of opportunity, honestly. And especially when you're in the service industry, you meet so many people, and I worked it.
That's
I
great.
knew
so
that I wanted
Caity,
out. I wanted my freedom, and I knew that I wanted out, and I was going to make it happen.
So Caity, working in the service industry, because I do run across people like this, and I'm sure everybody does. While you are working that job, what does that conversation look like? Because I'm sure a lot of people would be like, well, I probably shouldn't infringe on that work time to do this business, or what did that look like for you? Does that make sense?
If I was talking about it works while I was working?
Yeah.
Or,
were you approaching customers, or were you allowing those conversations, and how did you work that in without it being a conflict of interest with your job?
It honestly flowed so well for me because I was very determined to bring it up in every way that I could. So, customers would come into the bar that I worked at, and I would sit around and, talk to them. And, we'd find each other on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And I really felt like these people were my friends.
Yeah.
They would see what I was doing. And actually at my first wrap party, 4 of my very first customers with It Works were customers from the bar that I had invited. I was just nice to everybody. All the other bartenders were mean and miserable. And although I was miserable as well, I knew I had to take this opportunity and just make friends with everybody. And so I would say, I don't know, just, how are you? What have you been up to? It's such a conversation opener.
Yeah.
Or if somebody's like, oh yeah, man, I've been really sick this year. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't been sick since I started taking these greens, and
that's great. Yeah.
Everybody that's telling me, oh, I have the flu, oh, I've got a sinus infection. I'm like, girl, you need greens. And anything, or if somebody's like, oh, I feel guilty about eating pizza, just, how you can just bring it up in any way. And so I just kind of flowed into the conversation. I would always invite, if I was doing a wrap party or whatever, I'd invite some of the customers that I was friends with. And so I guess just standing around and talking to everybody when I was at work, I actually wasn't technically allowed to talk about it. But everybody would be like, oh, my gosh, I see your Facebook. What's going on with you? And it's such a great conversation opener. Well, actually, I've been doing this business, and I at one point I started to tell people, I'm actually leaving here this year. I'm not really sure when yet, but I'm actually going to be quitting because of It Works. And everybody was really confused. And I got scared at that point because I was like, oh, my boss is going to find out. He's going to know that I'm telling everybody I'm quitting. But at that point, I did not care. I wanted out. I was determined. I knew I was going to do it. And people saw that determination in me and wanted to join me.
I love it. I love
Perfect.
that. And I know, you touched upon so many different things, even just the belief. When you know where you're going and you're determined, it's amazing what can happen. And one of the things that I know now, because I got to talk to Caity before the call, is that Caity also had another double diamond on her team that she brought on the call. So do you want to tell us about that?
Yes. Oh, my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited to have her on the call with us because she has just been my right-hand man this whole time. We've been running together for the past year and a half. She's a great friend. Alex, are you there?
That's exciting.
I'm here. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
So Hi. Alex actually just promoted to Double Diamond. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So Alex and I together both achieved the $10,000 diamond bonus and the $15,000 double diamond good bonus.
Nice.
And so we've had a lot of fun together. Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey with It Works?
All right. Well, like Caity said, I started a year and a half ago. I was in Ohio at that time, and I've lived in Colorado, and now I'm in North Carolina now. I'm an Army wife, so when I first started, my husband was deployed, and I knew that I was going to have a hard time finding a job and keeping a job. I did have my bachelor's degree in social work, and I was having a hard time finding a job, so I needed something else to do. I was managing a salon full-time, and that actually helped me get started because, like the service industry, you're still seeing people, you're still talking to people. But my big goal was just to make a couple, extra $100 a month. And a year and a half later, 3 different states, and now I've matched my husband's income. He's an E6 in the Army, and it's honestly the best feeling in the entire world.
And Alex,
I
know you're really excited because you get to stay home with Bentley instead of,
Yes. How could I forget? I have a 4-year-old, Bentley. He is my pride and joy. I was basically a single mom for 3 years with my husband being gone. So it's hard, and I'm so thankful for It Works because I get to stay home with him. I get to watch him grow. I get to teach him. I'm not paying somebody else to raise my child. And now with another baby on the way, I'm even more excited because, the opportunity with It Works, it's limitless. You can only go up, and it's awesome.
Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share this information in this call with everybody on my team. And, oh, my goodness, I've, got names just flying all over the place in my head right now.
Well, and Alex, she really just put her mind to it. She was traveling. I mean, they moved from Ohio to Colorado, down to North Carolina. So she wasn't here in Toledo, but she was doing all of her business over the phone and online, and she never for a second let, being home alone with her son, with her husband being gone or traveling and moving, stop her or an excuse. She has never given an excuse, a day in this business, and that's why she is where she's at. And, she really speaks to a lot of other military wives as well because she has this drive that is just contagious.
You're going to make me cry, Caity.
Alex, I would love to ask, as you move from one location to another, what did it look like for you to start building new relationships and sharing the business with people in those new locations? What did you do to get that going every time you moved?
Well, obviously, it's a little bit harder to make new friends as you get older, just because it's harder. Mm-hmm. When you're a kid, you're thrown into it. It's easy. But knowing that I was going to be in a different state in a couple months, couple years, I knew that it was up to me to bring in that extra income to my household, and I had to do whatever it is, that I had to do. So I joined a gym. I joined a couple, fitness classes, made some new friends. We had the same interests. We were all taking supplements. They wanted to know what supplements I was taking. I joined a bunch of groups on Facebook, Sport Brag Army Wives, Fit Moms, Moms to Be, and honest to God, 90% of my business I have done online just from meeting new people from these groups, and I'm so thankful for it. It's awesome. It's easy. If you put your mind to it, and if you're motivated, and if you want it, you'll find a way and you'll do it.
I love that. And I love to, you just touched upon so many different things because I know so many people that are like, oh, I don't really know anyone, or, oh, I don't know if I really have time. I'm home with my kids. So, you made a way, and I think that's really, it speaks to a lot of different people. And I love, too, that you said you're not really a salesperson. You're just kind of sharing and building new friends. Both of you guys were talking about that. Yep. So I guess when you join a group online, what does it look like to kind of grow your business that way? So I know some people maybe that can't get out every day to talk to people. How do you form those relationships? What are some conversations that you might have?
Well, I always look for posts that I could relate to. If someone posts on a group page and, they want to lose weight or they want a gym partner, then right away I know I'm in and I build a relationship with that person, even if it is over Facebook or Instagram or something. But they have, we have what they want, and you just have to build a relationship with people, even if you just like a picture, like a couple pictures, and then a conversation will start to flow.
Perfect. I love it. Catherine, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to sort out my questions. As you're talking, you're like, oh, I could ask about that.
I think most importantly, for anybody that is new or is thinking about joining or, has been in for a while, you just have to think about the big picture. And, it's not about what happens in the first month or 6 months or year. Think about where all four of us are going to be 5 years down the road,
Absolutely.
10 years down the road, completely building a legacy for our families. And, there are a lot of people that aren't sure if, they want to give the long-term commitment, but it's not a commitment, it's an investment. And unless you can look your children in the eye and tell them that they're not worth it, you owe it to your family to give this your very best shot. And, I know that that's what Alex has done, and I know that's what you guys have done and what I did, and in just 1 year we've all changed our lives. Yeah. And, you just have to jump in and know that this company has the best compensation plan out there, and we have multiple people in this company like the Tiffany and Nolan Tasic and Joel and Stephanie Dunn. They've done other things. They've been there. This is the best compensation plan. With we're a debt-free company. We're a Christian company. We're all about friendship, fun, and freedom. It sounds cheesy, but it's true. And we really are the best out there. And it sounds biased, but I love talking about it because you just have to look at the big picture and know what you're doing for your family. And it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you too, and I feel like the proof is right here on a call like this, where you have 4 individuals coming together to share their passion about something in a way that doesn't actually necessarily help the 4 of us in any way other than just to build each other up and want each other to be successful. And Caity, you and I are both so passionate about the One Team, One Mission, and that's why we started this call, and that's why we invite guests from other teams to come and be a part of it, is because we feel so strongly about the idea of us being better together. And we all say it over and over and over again, but it's just the truth. And, the better any one of us is, the better we can all be, because we're just making this whole thing, this just snowball more and more and more and more. And you're absolutely right. Every time I talk to anybody new about this company, I always say give it 1 year to really settle in and for you to get comfortable and start seeing things happen, but give it 5 years to build that legacy of a dream. And whenever somebody is growing in their business and they're feeling like things are slowing down and they're just not sure, I always say, remember, we talked about 5 years. We didn't talk about 6 months. We didn't talk about 1 year. We talked about 5 years. And I think it's very important that we continue to share that big picture.
You sound so much like Cammie.
That's funny.
You really do. That's funny.
I'm going to tell her that. I'm going to call her as soon as we're done.
From the second you got on the phone, I was like, wait a second, is Cammie I'm talking to? Or, and awesome. Cammie, for those of you guys that don't know, Cammie is our upline, and, she is the number 1 income earner in the company, and she is such a real, modest, amazing person, and we have so many great role models to look up to and sidelines
absolutely
to be friends with, and I love it.
We are very blessed. This is just the place to be.
Yes, I agree.
I guess you should tell them how to start, right?
I think so, Caity. You are reading my mind. I'm thinking, I think people are probably like, okay, so how do we get in on this?
Now what? Okay. It's really easy. Okay, so we have 3 steps, and this is how we build our business month to month. And I just love how simple they make it. They take all the guesswork out of it. And the first step is simply joining and deciding what pack you want to start with. The basic business builder kit is $99 to get started. You're going to get 4 wraps with that, and you are just going to share those 4 wraps with 4 people. They're going to buy them from you for $25 or $30, and it's a no-risk investment right off the bat, which I love. And I know that there are also booster options, so you can boost your kit to get more product at a bigger discount, depending on how many people you think might want to try it. I know for me, I had a list of people I needed the bigger booster pack because I had all those wraps already claimed with people asking me if I was going to buy them one and get it, because we have no competition, you guys. You can't get this anywhere else. So you're going to need product to share with people. So that's the first step. The second step is just simply getting 4 customers that get the same discount that do not want a business build. You're going to gather 4 loyal customers, and I know Caity said that she started as a loyal customer, so they can try the product at our discount, and just by getting 4, you get 120 in free product, and that you can use to get more wraps that you can just sell and make a profit on, or you can use your product credits to build a testimony. Like Catherine and I, we got on some of the other products to see how they worked for us. So that's the next step. If you do that in your first 30 days, again, that's how you get your 120. And the third step is by getting a couple people that want to make some extra money. I mean, how many people do you know are going to be calling you right after the holiday saying, oh, my goodness, I have all this debt and I need to get rid of it? You know, for our family, we just thought of all of our really close friends and family that we wanted to work with, and it's so much fun to get to work with them. So if you do that all in your first 60 days and you help those couple people get a couple customers under them, the company guarantees you a minimum income of $500 in 60 days. And I know most people can avoid foreclosure just from an extra $500 a month. So really great opportunities right now. And we're getting ready to be in the busiest part of the year. I know coming out of conference in January, there are some of the biggest announcements of the year. There are great things that are going to be on the table that are going to be introduced there. So if you're at all considering the business, right now is the time to start and get your feet wet, get a little acquainted. You're going to see all your friends and family next week probably, so you can tell them that you started a business for Christmas. So, Catherine, do you want to add a little bit about our good bonus right now?
Well, right now our good bonus is if you join or if you are a current distributor and you reach our diamond level, there is a $10,000 bonus. Now, Caity, I don't want to confuse anybody because that is going to end on December 31st, correct? Mm-hmm. But you know what? There's people, you might have several people that you just know in your life, they're looking to make some extra money and they would jump right on board. They want to be healthy. They love this type of industry. And if you're one of those people, you could really work your tail off and make a significant bonus, $10,000 bonus, plus the income that comes on top of that, which for a diamond is about $1,900 a month.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm really excited. I'm really expectant, you know, taking a look back at how far we've come this year and what we have going with our company right now. It's just incredible. And Caity, you really hit the nail on the head before when you said imagine where we'll be in 5 years. You know, the time's going to pass anyway, so you might as well do something that's going to really change the face of your life. So, you know, I guess, ladies, if you have anything that is tugging on your heart right now that you want to leave as a closing thought before we end out the call, what would it be? I guess we can start with either one of you. It doesn't matter.
Alex, what do you think?
I don't know. I guess I'm just a no bullshit type person. So you just can't let anything get in your way. If you're thinking about it, do it. Don't let anything stop you. If you're gonna work a 9 to 5 anyways, you might as well spend some time, more time on your phone and work. Or if you're on Facebook, might as well post something about it works. You're gonna make money from it. So just don't let anything stop you.
Yeah, and Alex, I know you always say, anybody that doesn't agree with what you're doing, they're not paying your bills. So
yes, that is my motto.
I think my biggest regret with this business is not starting sooner, because I see where my life is now, and it's so great. It's just I honestly thank God every day that I'm at where I'm at in my life, and there's absolutely no way that would have been able to happen without It Works. And, I have a fantastic support system and, an income that I can support myself and have my own house. And it's unreal. And my biggest regret is not joining sooner. So like Alex said, if you're thinking about it, just do it. You have nothing to lose.
I love it. Thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And this call has been amazing. I can think of, again, like Catherine said, so many people that are really going to be touched by your story. So thank you for being willing to share tonight. And Catherine, it's always awesome working with you.
I love it. And and of course, if you know somebody whose story needs to be shared, we want to help share it. We just feel that is so important, that people need to be edified, people need to be recognized, because, that's how we help each other out. And this is all about the one team, one mission. So Merry Christmas. I don't think we'll be together next week.
No, we won't be together next week, but going to start again in the new year, so have a great, I think, the new year will be our next one. So whatever 2 weeks from today is at 9 p.m., join again at this number Eastern Time, and the recording will be out on Facebook. So I thank you guys again. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.